It's a beautiful morning, blessed day to be in the land of the living. And I came across in just managing the channel, came across, you have in lineup relative information or videos that are attached to the content that's supposed to be, similar in nature. So this particular content, video content, is concerning a black culture of people who have gravitated to their heritage and seeking their heritage and perpetuating heritage. And that's the way that I view it. But I'll allow them to speak on their own behalf through the video to inform you of what this movement is about. Now, we'll say that I consider it to be a movement. Cultures are built through families. Movements are made by activists. Okay, and so um, it's supposed to be a movement to inspire the perpetuation of heritage. So, um, what I'm seeing is that it's in the growing stages, and so they need some marketing people who are a little better with marketing to get this movement publicized and where people can get involved. Um, I didn't get to the video stage where they're discussing the involvement, how people can get involved. She mentioned one convention, but I'm talking about on a continual basis. So we'll see.
We are live. I'd like to welcome everyone to another episode of Heart to Heart with Bree. We're starting earlier tonight. There was a scheduling conflict with Fakita. So, Fakita, I do appreciate you still being able to do the show. Please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Thank you so much, and also thank you for adjusting the time for this show. My name is Fakita Aiken Rivera, and I am a native islander of Hilton Head, South Carolina. I'm 4 generations from my dad's side and 5 generations of the Gullah community in Hilton Head. I am a mother, a wife, a recently ordained elder. I work with the youth and children, and I am getting ready to launch a behavioral coaching services that will provide services for kids who have, some behavior delays and some behavior and special needs problems or that they need adjustments on. So I am Gullah, and I'm excited to be here on this evening.
Oh, I have really been looking forward to this conversation. I had the privilege of living on Hilton Head for quite a few years. My family still lives there, and that was when I first found out about the Gullah culture. So I have to ask you for my very first question. What is the Gullah culture?
Well, it is a culture that actually is a combination of the enslaved Africans that came from West Africa, and they were migrated here in Hilton Head. So the Gullah culture is a West African and Central African piece that came to the Sea Islands and the Low Country, and those enslaved folks were able to embrace it because though they were slaves, they were in this barrier island atmosphere, so they were pretty much still free to embrace the culture that came from Africa. So they combined that with the American culture as well. So enslaved Western and Central African people and descendants. So we're descendants of those, and the language and all. When we get to talking a little bit more, that language is also a combination of the Western and Central African language.
What is the Gullah culture known for?
So we are known for of course, our language, our food, which is the cuisine, arts and craft, music, and our spirituality. Just with any of the enslaved people, music and spirituality was also, kind of like a code as well. So the spiritual part of that were, with the songs and things that they did while they were in the field, the slaves sang about in the fields, it also came to all of us now that we are, in this era. So it's music, arts and crafts, language, and food especially.
Yes, I've heard a lot about the various things you mentioned, and we'll dig a little deeper later on in this episode.
Yes.
Where are the various Gullah communities located?
So it goes from the coast of North Carolina, like Wilmington Island, North Carolina, all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida. So all of that in between. So you have Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina is where, most of the Gullah Geechee resides and still practice the culture heavily. So if you've ever heard of Sapelo Island, they're Barrier Island as well, just like Hilton Head, and that Sapelo is in Georgia. And then you have, some more barrier islands that are connected to our culture. And just like I was telling Bridget that even though you know your culture, you still have to write some notes down and things on, the things to share. So it's the coastal regions of South Carolina, Georgia, and parts of Florida and North Carolina, like I said. And then, so in this area, we are the Sea Islands and Low Country. So that includes Hilton Head, of course, and the Penn Center area, which is St. Helena Island. And then you have Defusky Island. So Beaufort, South Carolina is a part of that. Charleston and James Island, Johns Island, Edisto Island, Georgetown, Savannah, and Sapelo Islands are also included in the location of where the Gullahs are.
Oh, well, that's actually very fascinating because, for the longest, I assumed it was only Hilton Head and Defusky Island. So you just taught me something. So thank you for that information.
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
For someone that wants to learn about the culture, if they would like to plan a vacation around that, is there anyone that offers any kind of tour or anything like that so a person can become immersed into the culture?
Oh, absolutely. And in all those areas, and I'm going to just delve into the Hilton Head area because that's where I'm from. But yes, most certainly in Brunswick, Georgia, in Savannah, Georgia, in Charleston, South Carolina, they do major tours. In Hilton Head, we do have a Gullah tour. It's a family of one of the big names in Hilton Head, which is the Campbell family. Yes. They started the Gullah tour services to provide tours for the local communities. So you do have like your local communities where people still practice and still cook the food and, still wear some of the pieces like in West Africa and Central Africa. So there are services to provide you when you come in the area to educate you on. If you ever heard of his story, because you mentioned St. James when we were talking, St. James has the Cherry Hill School still located on their property. And right down the street from that is historic Mitchellville Freedom Park, which is a huge piece to Hilton Head, and it's a huge piece of history, actually, where Harriet Tubman, brought some of those slaves to freedom in that town. So you have a lot and a wealth of information, and just a wealth of various ways to learn more about it and to actually get some hands-on. The baskets that we make, the seagrass baskets and all those things, people still do those, making blankets and things like that. Everything is still, being done the same way that our ancestors did, when they came in the country.
Oh, wow. On my next trip to Hilton Head, that will definitely be on my to-do list, and I'll let you know when I'm coming to so I can actually meet you in person. But
Please
I would
do.
definitely love to see some of that. Now, what are some of the traditional Gullah dishes?
Absolutely, red rice.
Wow.
And West Africa, they call it jollof, but we call it red rice.
Okay.
Some people make it. I've cut my time down of making it now. I use V8 juice. You use tomato paste. You cut up your vegetables. You cut up your sausages or your bacon or whatever you want in it, and you pretty much have a full meal with the rice, because you have a protein there. Most definitely, seafood is one of them. Fried fish goes very well with red rice. One of the pastimes, or one of the careers or jobs that people had, were fishermen. So of course we ate a lot of seafood. So okra soup, you can make, you put shrimp in your okra soup. You can put blue crabs in your okra soup. Shrimp and grits is the number one that most people, when they come in the area or any of those areas on the coast, people want to try that shrimp and grits. Most of us know how to make it at our own home. Low country boil, it's more than outside. Like when we have gatherings and things outside, we have a low country boil that includes your potatoes, your corn, your sausage, your shrimp, or your blue crab. So it is a lot of items: sweet potato pie, gumbo, ocean rice, crab and rice, seafood rice. There's a wealth of things, a wealth of dishes that we still carry on. Lots of stewed items too, Bridget.
Okay.
Like a stewed shrimp, a stewed fish, a stewed chicken. More things that provide gravy. Hoppin' John definitely is another one of the main dishes. So I could go on and on.
A lot of that sounds like comfort food to me. Are there any desserts that the culture is known for?
I know when I was younger, I grew up close to the, which is now known as Highway 278, but my grandmother had a field, and then in that field next to it and around it, there were blackberry bushes. Okay. So we didn't care if we got sticky briars on us. We knew that my grandmother said, "I'll make y'all that blackberry dumpling if y'all go, if you go and get some blackberries." So blackberry dumpling is a dessert dish, and then you have that pound cake was going to be good, Bridget, because that butter. If you see that butter settled in, and you can kind of see a little bit of that. That pound cake was going to be good with some butter pecan ice cream.
Oh wow, that sounds.
Hold on, y'all. I apologize.
So I can actually meet you in person, but
Please
I would definitely love to see some of that. Now, what are some of the traditional Gullah dishes?
Absolutely, red rice.
Wow.
In West Africa, they call it jollof, but we call it red rice.
Okay.
You know, some people make it. I've cut my time down of making it now. I use V8 juice. You use tomato paste. You cut up your vegetables. You cut up your sausages or your bacon or whatever you want in it, and you pretty much have a full meal with the rice because you have a protein there. Most definitely, seafood is one of them. Fried fish goes very well with red rice. One of the pastimes or one of the careers or jobs that people had were fishermen. So of course we ate a lot of seafood. So okra soup, you can make, you put shrimp in your okra soup. You can put blue crabs in your okra soup. Shrimp and grits is the number one that most people, when they come in the area or any of those areas on the coast, people want to try that shrimp and grits. Most of us know how to make it at our own home. Low country boil, it's more than outside. Like when we have gatherings and things outside, we have a low country boil that includes your potatoes, your corn, your sausage.
Hold on. Welcome. We have 8 in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Welcome. I just wanted to stop the presentation so that I can let you all know what this broadcast is about. If you're enjoying the view, I will not prolong this interruption. But what I was wanting to do is just let you all know that the chat is open if you have any discussion about what's going on. But this is a demonstration of a legendary movement that is going on right now today. This is not a thing of the past. And so we just wanted to introduce our audience to a stream of energy that's positive and productive. And this is not just for Black people. This is a cultural sharing environment, seems to be. And so I hope you all enjoy. I can relate to a lot of the things that they're talking about and sharing your culture. And so if you're interested in that topic, that's what this broadcast is about. Thank you for joining me.
Your shrimp or your blue crab. So it is a lot of items. Sweet potato pie, gumbo, ocean rice, crab and rice, seafood rice. There's a wealth of things, a wealth of dishes that we still carry on. Lots of stewed items too, Bridget.
Okay.
Like a stewed shrimp, a stewed fish, a stewed chicken. More things that provide gravy. Hoppin' John definitely is another one of the main dishes. So I could go on and on.
A lot of that sounds like comfort food to me. Are there any desserts that the culture is known for?
I know when I was younger, I grew up close to the, which is now known as Highway 278, but my grandmother had a field, and then in that field next to it and around it, there were blackberry bushes. Okay. So we didn't care if we got sticky briars on us. We knew that my grandmother said, I'll make y'all that blackberry dumpling if y'all go. If you go and get some blackberries. So blackberry dumpling is a dessert dish. And then you have, of course, sweet potato pies is also another dessert.
1 second, I just wanted to interrupt just to insert this. We have been discussing about exchanges, okay? And this particular group, from what I've seen, they indulge in old school bartering and trading. Okay, but they kind of make it sort of like a hybrid of interjecting Federal Reserve notes, credit card machines, and stuff like that. Of course, they didn't have that type of devices in our, past history, but um, they had some way of making an exchange equivalent to their times. And so if you have gold shekels and so forth like that, you trade that out because that was the currency of the time. And so they are not reverting back to literally trading with gold and silver. And but I do know some people who indulge, and so I was just checking it out to see if they perhaps were familiar with the trading um, procedure, process of or any type of knowledge or insight concerning bartering and trading with the use of precious metals and so forth. But that's not at all what this culture is about. It's more about reviving the monarch and family heritage and trading cultures. Um, culture, what do you call that? The creativity in the art of the culture, the language, the religious beliefs and so forth, the food, that's what they're discussing. A lot of people don't understand how important food is in culture. It's very important what you eat. It has to do with your health and everything. Your mind. You always hear people talking about brain food. Okay, that's why the host, Miss Bree, she mentioned. She said it sounds like that's comfort food. Yeah. Yes, black people tend to uh, gravitate to food that brings them comfort. And that's what food is supposed to do. It's supposed to bring you comfort. It's not supposed to like you eat just eating because you're uncomfortable. Okay, anxieties and so forth. It should be the other way around. That um, when you're at peace and feeling good, then I would like to eat something to match my energy. I'm feeling good and comfortable, feeling at home. A lot of people do it the other way around. I don't eat unless I'm comfortable. I gotta be comfortable first. Then I can eat. Yesterday, um, a friend of mine, KJ, his wife cooked us some food, and we came over there kind of impromptu and unwelcome ass guests. No, let me stop. We was welcome, but it was just not planned. But she got in that kitchen and whipped up some good old comfort food for us, and I'm telling you, it was good. And she made it like a restaurant. I told her, I said, you want your own restaurant? Shoot, pay for her to get a restaurant going. She good in that kitchen, I'm telling you. And then she clean and neat, and the way she presented to you is presentable and worth be, you know, being paid for. And I told her, and she's like, no, I'm just doing it for my heart. I said, girl, that sounds so stupid. She said, ooh, that was hard. She said, ooh, that was harsh. But I had to let her know, baby, that's real love. Because you're supposed to get paid. That sound good that you doing it in love. But if it's in love, even more so, should you get paid for your love that you put in your food? When these people is around here selling these slop together burgers, $10 a burger, $10. She deserved $20 for that meal she cooked for us yesterday. She deserved it because she took the time and put all fresh ingredients in there and everything like that. She didn't slop our shit together. The other day I paid $10 for a meal, man. I ain't even eat the whole thing. The shit was all slopped together, man. People that think they doing the right thing by not getting paid for the very thing you good at, that's backwards. The Bible say you your gifts will make room for you. The Bible also says that whatever you put your hands to do. We're talking about Bibles and bills here on this broadcast. It's not just a religious thing, it's a life thing. Let's be understood. It's not a religious thing, it's a life thing. This is about life and what we need and what the essentials of life. You understand? You can't even understand or comprehend life on any type of level without understanding what is essential to life. And that's what they're discussing. We'll moving right along with the display.
Dessert dish. Lots of people make pound cakes. I had a cousin named Miss Annie Gatson. She made probably the best pound cake in Hilton Head. We knew that pound cake was going to be good, Bridget, because that butter. If you see that butter settled in, and you can kind of see a little bit of that pound cake was going to be good with some butter pecan ice cream.
Oh wow, that sounds absolutely delicious. Now, are there any restaurants in Hilton Head that that serves this kind of food?
Right now, not only restaurant that will serve close to this food is Ruby Lee's, and Ruby Lee's is located in the Gullah community. And that owner, Tim Singleton, is the owner of that restaurant.
Okay.
But we have a new restaurant, which is a very, very amazing vibe. Bridget Frazier, who also is on the town council for Bluffton, South Carolina, she has a new restaurant named after her grandmother, which both of these restaurants are named after their grandparents. Ma Daisy's. So Ma Daisy's and Chef B's, they are very influential in the community when it comes down to the food presentation and the food presence. So if you ever come, you definitely have to go with me.
Trust me, I will definitely be. And if you don't mind reaching out to her on my behalf, I would love to have her as a guest. To talk about her restaurant.
Oh, she would definitely be willing to do that, and she would ad lib to this information that we're talking about today.
I feel sad to know that I lived there all this time and I didn't really take the time to really learn about the culture until now. But, I am finding this, all of this very fascinating. I love history, and I think the world should know about the Gullah culture. I know a lot of people, especially outside of the United States, they may never have heard of the Gullah culture. Like, I didn't hear about the Gullah culture, like I said, until I moved to Hilton Head.
Right.
And back then, there weren't too many people talking about it. This is like in the early 80s.
Right.
I've just noticed lately that it's become more popular, which this culture deserves to be known about. I have to say that. Absolutely. Now let's talk about the Gullah arts and crafts.
Yes. So I mentioned about the quilting.
Yeah.
That was something that great grandmothers passed down, and the quilting told a story about that family. And then we have sweet grass basket weaving. That's also a West African, like it's a coil basketry type style, and we have people, still do those and still sell those and make a living off of it. And then there's artists that do wood carvings and tell a story. And I'm not sure if you noticed some of the paintings from some of the artists. Some of them are faceless, just to kind of get you involved in the painting, so you can tell, you can pretty much like tell the story. They still do handmade fish nets. People are still doing that to go fishing and crabbing in. And again, paintings that reflect like the life of the Low Country. So arts and craft is still prevalent. In February, we have February is the month where we hold for Black History Month. Okay. But this year, the Native Island, so there's an organization called Native Island Business Community Affairs Association, and they host a gala celebration every year. So they're in their 30th year. This is the 30th year that they've been doing it, and they get vendors from all over. I'm going to say the world, because we've had vendors from Senegal and Kenya and those that come during that time to sell actual arts and craft pieces and jewelry. So that's during the time. Yep, that's during that long weekend when it's the President's Weekend, and I can't recall the date right now, but it's definitely it's been on for 30 years, and it gets growing and growing and growing. And this year we're combining it with another organization, but vendoring, arts and crafts is still very prevalent in our area.
Well, you know what? Before this festival comes up again, I would love for some of you guys to come to the podcast and to promote it.
We're about to expand your show, Bridget.
I would love that. I mean, this information should be out there, and I'm really excited. There was a gentleman that I remember years ago. He would come by with his artwork. His name was, I think, Mr. Joe Pinkney.
Mr. Joe Pinkney. He was an amazing artist. Yes. And Jonathan Green is also another one. He's a well-known artist as well.
Okay.
From the St. Helena, Beaufort area.
Okay.
The one that when I got introduced to the art, of course, I've had the art around me, but like you said, the culture is just being elevated, within the last, 20 so years.
Yes.
So in my upbringing, I knew that I was Gullah. I knew that I had that in my culture, but it just wasn't something that you just went around. I'm Gullah. You didn't go around and say
right.
Like that. But yeah, Mr. Joe Pinkney was a definite, a featured artist in our community.
Ricky, my mom's husband, he has a painting, and I think it's called Uncle Remus, if I remember correctly. And it's an old man. He's sitting and eating. But there's something very beautiful about that painting and its simplicity. But yeah, he was. Is he still alive?
I don't think so.
Okay, but a great artist. I mean, if you see his works out there and you're able to, get a piece, I'm telling you, it's, because Ricky has had that for years. But I remember he would always stop by and show Ricky his artwork, and I remember being very impressed.
Yes. I think he did go door to door with his artwork.
Yeah.
Do the door to door sales or the door to door presentations.
Imagine, today he could do a lot of business online.
Man, it's such business. Listen, the expansion it's enormous.
I'm pretty sure now. Is there anyone that does jewelry like earrings and wooden necklaces?
There are several young ladies, and I can't recall names, but I know if you go to these markets is what we call the flea markets or the markets. We call them Gullah markets, which Bridget Frazier, like I said, she has the newest development on her property. She has a market and she showcases these vendors every weekend. So it's like going to, if you go to New York and you go to Chinatown and you got all these vendors, it's kind of similar to that. but in a growing state. So there are a handful of them that I, can kind of just visually see their work. I don't have names right now, but I do know a couple of them that do handmade jewelry, handmade clothing. One young lady I know for sure, she gets her materials from Kenya, and she creates the styles and the fans. The fans, when we get hot, we at that age now, Bridget, where we
trust me. Yes. I know what you're talking about.
And she makes earrings and things out of those materials. So there are a lot of vendors that are, self employed business owners that are, moving forward in that direction and promoting their services with the artwork.
I'm really looking forward to coming back to Hilton. I am really excited about my upcoming trip. Now, let's talk about the dialect. Is there a Gullah dialect? And if so, please share a few of the words with us if you don't mind.
Well, Gally, they asked me that game. So what I just said, girl, she's asking me this again.
Yes.
So that's part of the dialect. And we right before we got on, we were talking about code switching, but I'm going to go through some of the ones that are pretty familiar. So day clean, if someone says it wake up in a day clean, that means early morning.
Yes.
Day clean means early morning. Chilling, you see them chilling over there by the tree? Chilling is children. Either come, that means he or she is coming. Instead of saying thing, we say ting. The ting over there. Benya, that's someone that's been in that area, been in the low country, been in the, in the sea islands. And a kamya is somebody that's come from another area, and now they're residing in the area, in the sea island areas, in the Gullah land. So those are some of the, dialects that we use. Like I said, when you are within the mix of your family, like having family gatherings and Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner, it comes out so naturally.
Yes.
Then when you are out of, your space with your family and friends and you're professional working, now you have gone to a code switch. So we call that code switching.
Yeah.
But we know who we are. We are embracing it a lot more now with our dialect and just really enjoying who we are in this country.
I think it's a beautiful thing. And I can tell you, my parents are from Jamaica. And, some of the words sound very similar. Both of my parents are Maroons. But it's like, and I want to do an episode speaking about the Maroons because I think it's just so fascinating and it's something that I am very proud of. But I think there's a lot of similarities between both cultures.
Yes.
Like I remember my mom saying, she mentioned it to me, like she noticed that there were some people who sounded like they were from the Caribbean. And
yes.
Some of the words that they said, it sounded like what we call patois in Jamaica.
Yes.
Very, very similar. But, I really think it's a shame for those who have felt the need to, code switch, as you said, because I think we should all embrace who we are.
Who we are. And you're absolutely right. We should keep, that's our language.
Wait. I agree, but also in that regard, if people are not understanding what you're saying, okay, and you're speaking in your language, there's some level of envy that's built up when people can't join in, so to speak. They feel left out. We have to be conscious of one another. have to be conscious of one another. Be considerate of one another. Uh, Wealthy, don't flaunt your wealth in front of the poor. People who are married, don't flaunt your beautiful, awesome relationship in front of people who are single. And um, when you have, say, for people who are on a more, this is a higher intellect of cultural, cultural intellect, okay? People who are, um, their interest is vested in history and maintaining the value in history, okay? And for that reason, yes, that is your interest, okay, to perpetuate the value of the culture. But what it is not um, productive to do is to make it something so pure and so it is selective, okay? It's not like it's not something like you're offering a product to the public to sell. It's not for sale. This is your culture. This is your heritage, you know. And so it does have its place, and you do need to. Um, Even the Bible says a time and a season for everything. So you do. It is wise to code switch because of the fact that you want to speak in a language that is um, translatable to your audience, to the people that you are around. You want to be able to connect with the audience. You don't want to be out in the public um, uh, forcing your um culture on other people, and you also don't want to carelessly um, handle uh, um, handle that either, because um, the whole purpose for the language sharing, okay, understanding and knowing your language of your people is because there's a proprietary aspect to that that's uh, geared to family only, okay? Family only, geared to the kingdom and the kingdom only. And I know it sounds similar when people repeat what they heard, but it's not the same thing. It's just like if somebody start speaking in tongues, okay, and another language, and it sounds similar to your language. I've heard people say, "Oh, she's trying to speak in my language," because they recognize some of the words. Okay, when I speak in tongues, but what they not understanding, that's not your language. Language is spiritual. It's not yours to share with anybody. That's why utterance of other tongues does not come out all the time and around all people and at any time like that. No, have to code switch. You have to. It's a must. Got to protect the things that of the kingdom, and regard is not to be shared with any and everybody. It's purpose for who it needs to get to. That's who it will, affect, and it'll reach. But Trying to do something like this sharing that type of information on a grand scale, talking about taking and putting it on the internet. And, it's okay. She taught a few little cordial um, translations. No problem. But the inner spiritual, that's not to be shared with every and anybody. It's just the reason why the so-called slaves, and I say so-called because um, I think some people was doing that and didn't even know they didn't have to do it. So I'm gonna just say people not aware that there were black slaves um, after it was white slaves. It was white slaves before us. It was white people that were slaves. That's why you see on a dollar bill that the white men look like, not very wealthy people at all. Okay. Not very wealthy people at all. Just look at the dollar bill. We got some close-ups on them. We got some close-up evidence. This shit don't look right. This motherfucker don't even look like he wealthy, man. What he doing on a dollar bill? He looks scruffy than a motherfucker, man. Real talk. That's why that money is not valuable. What's valuable about it? Got an ugly ass picture on it. Man, come on, get off the gas now. What is valuable about a dollar bill? It's got an ugly ass picture on that motherfucker. Got a bunch of shit on there. You don't know what it means, none of that. What's valuable about a dollar bill? You tell me. I don't want none. I certainly don't want a fabricated ass Bitcoin. You can show keep all your sales for them. I don't want none of them at all. You can keep all the Bitcoins you got to offer. No, thank you. I don't do play money. You might as well give a motherfucker one of them dollars out the Monopoly game. You gonna fuck around and give me $1. You might as well give me one of them dollars out the when we was kids, we used to have a play cash register. And you had to play cash register. And then we had the little fake money and shit. I loved that, man. That was my favorite toy when I was a kid. I should have known I was gonna be something. When I was a kid, my favorite, it wasn't a doll. Well, I did like the doll that could shit and pee for real. It could eat, you feed it, and when you give it the bottle look like they drinking it, and they drinking it, and then they shit and pee and all of that, and you have Pampers for them, and you had to change them and so forth. They don't even have no dolls like that to help the little girls and stuff understand facts of life. That's what people need to be creating. Everybody got their bitch ass online doing the same thing somebody else done. Everybody want a motherfucking podcast and run their goddamn mouth and shit. Get your ass off a motherfucking line and do some real shit. Make some shit. Where the motherfucking seamstress at? Where the goddamn tailors and shoemakers? I ain't found a shoemaker in goddamn sight. Somebody need to learn how to make a motherfucking shoe. People got bad beats and shit. Hold on. The spirit say that's enough is enough of this here. I was broadcasting that, but my spirit done got vexed. My spirit done got vexed. Because everybody want to do the same thing. And I'm not rebuking them or anything. They doing a beautiful thing. It was just a general vexation that that took over me. Y'all, I apologize. I really don't apologize for my passion. It needs no apology, okay? Because this is what's going on and it's irritating me. Everybody, they see, that's covetousness. That's a spirit of motherfucking covetousness. When everybody want a motherfucking talk show. You don't even have the proper presentation to have a damn talk show. And you want to have a motherfucking talk show about some shit. Go to somebody else shit. Help promote what somebody else doing. Now you want to have your own show about some shit you ain't even got proper setup. That's why people be copying off of me. Because that's not your thing. If you got to copy off of somebody else, that means that's not your motherfucking thing, right? Do something else. Do something else. That's a real legendary movement. Gonna sound stupid. That don't even sound like nothing I want to claim myself to be. It sounds stupid. And if it's a cultural thing, and you ain't got but one goddamn event a year, that's why it's so far and through in between. It's not enough. That's not a cultural movement. No, once a year you come and pretend like you were really into your culture. Come on now. The culture thing is going on 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. A cultural movement is. It's moving. It don't stop when a event or convention stop. It's a movement. It's moving. So I ain't never even heard of this shit. We don't have that many views on our YouTube, but before they stole our record label, all of my websites, I had over 50 websites. Stole all my websites. But I got evidence on the record. People is really caught on to the legendary movement. Now y'all trying to start some goddamn movement on the side that don't even sound right, and then want somebody to follow this bullshit. Man, I be wanting to support people, but man, come on now. You got a stupid idea and you want me to get behind you, and I had a good one and you didn't want to get behind me? What the fuck? Should have just got with the legendary movement. We could have had this shit already up and popping. Y'all been going on, you claim, for 20 years. Ain't got shit popping better than this to display yourself? And I'm irritated because this is somebody started this movement that did a spin-off of Real Raw Records legendary movement instead of getting in with us. That's some hating ass shit. Covered in the idea God gave me instead of seeing that you had interest in it. You obviously had interest in it. Could have sold into what I was doing. It didn't matter that I was started the movement. It just only mattered like this particular movement. It don't matter who it was that started it. The point is, I know where the fuck they got it from. Based upon the time frame that she said it started was exactly around when I started my movement. That's why. Why would you do that? It was unnecessary. A lot of people starting channels and bullshit. Just unnecessary. We don't need you with coming on with your stupid processes. Confusing people. It's just fucking confusing. And she telling the lady, oh, well, I don't think we should code switch. But that's because she don't, it's not no we. It's not no we, baby. You ain't even in the, you not even, I don't even sense that she's spiritual. So it's not no we. That language is spiritual. Not to be handled no any kind of way. And not to be trying to teach nobody how to speak in tongues. You don't teach nobody how to speak in tongues. Where they do that at?
No, my hands.
You like that, dog?
No.
Watch that cigarette.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, this one.
Yeah, but watch that cigarette, Black.
I didn't see it. My apology. You just woke up.
You look nice with your hat on, the earring.
No, I'm trying to keep this motherfucking rock home called a head. Oh my God. Oh. You had to blanket the whole time. Wow.
You bastard. You didn't ask for nothing.
Whoa, you didn't think I thought maybe you could have caught that one. Oh my God. Don't tell me
No, because
day.
you kept saying you was hot, Black.
Huh? That time was hot, that time was cold. No, it was getting a little warm. I wouldn't get.
It was.
I'll sweat my way out. Oh, fuck that, better than freezing your way out.
Y'all, please forgive me. I really want, I appreciate y'all subscribing. We got 121 subscribers. Thank you, baby. Welcome. I really do appreciate y'all. I really do. Y'all showing mad love in these streets. Thank you. But we got to understand what a legendary movement is, okay, in order to effectuate change. Because a legendary movement don't consist of people who are pretending to be something that they are not, okay? And, um, oh yeah, I wanted to show y'all this. Um, I made a video yesterday, and I surely apologize. But it's some portions of it that it's no sound in it. And what happened was, you know how you had your Bluetooth on, and the Bluetooth picked up and caught the sound and trapped the sound in the Bluetooth, so it wasn't coming through the broadcast. So I apologize greatly. Y'all really missed it too. It was fun. It was funny. That's why I was capturing all these moments, because it was some funny shit going on. But that was the spirit must have just didn't allow that to come through. So for whatever reason, it was put out in the air. It was a beautiful moment that couldn't be captured, and that's what that means. So we ain't gonna worry about that. Be attracted to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. Why would you ignore the signs? The signs are there for you. They're not there for anyone else. Where is it at? The signs. The signs is there for you. They're not there for anybody else. You are the main one that ought to be making sure that you keep a track of the signs, and make sure you pay attention to the signs. Nobody else can see them. Nobody else can see them but you. That obviously.
I forgot to get a hold of her. I'll talk to her later.
Look at that.
Is anybody out?
No sound was coming through right there.
Well, that's go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You remember when I was doing that? No sound was coming through.
Okay.
The Bluetooth must have picked up.
Yeah, you gotta watch out about the Bluetooth flipping on. Uptown Chiefs Holiday Shopping Solution. Shit. Don't be going down now.
Ooh, it's too hot.
Yeah.
Blake,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on live. Don't play nothing that could give me a copyright strike.
No, no problem. I'm just looking at the news here.
I said other people's stuff playing in the background and give me a copyright strike. That's they merchandise. Even the sound belongs to somebody.
But I ain't got no Bluetooth now.
That's their merchandise. That's what I'm teaching people on this channel. They keep be stealing my stuff. That's somebody else's merchandise. You can't be doing that. And they be playing other people's music and stuff like that on they YouTube.
It's 34 degrees. No, you can't keep. No, you right now. You're doing good, don't. Shit, you can't fight this. You got to wait until it heats up.
What's the
34 degrees. 32 downtown.
Is it? It's not that cold. I don't believe what the white people say. I don't feel like it's 33 degrees.
Okay, well, Fox and
I definitely don't listen.
No. Fox and 11. I watch his Channel 11 News. Now Channel 11, they saying 32 degrees downtown. Okay, Fox is saying 34, and right now over in the Acres Home area, we are 34.
Mm.
It ain't that easy to free niggas. So no, it's not. It's not. Sorry.
Mm. I'm showing y'all the back system. I got some live broadcast that y'all missed brewing. I got some goodies brewing, baby. I'm gonna get YouTube gonna get them out to y'all shortly.
February 20th.
Oh yeah, YouTube gonna get it out to you shortly, baby. But in the meantime, in between time, we have a lot of content y'all to miss. Oh, what's this here? This one locked up. I need to unlock that.
34, 26. The highest we got
I
is 42.
appreciate y'all. Y'all showing mad love. Look at that, 88 views. I like them views. You know, when I see a video got a certain number on it, I don't even fuck with it no more. I just leave it right there. I like that number. It's nice and round. I don't care about no gazillion views. I like the number 27 views. I like that number. Oh yeah, I like that number, baby. Twos. That means we got 2 people in agreement. All right, got 5 likes and 54 views. Yeah, I like them kind of numbers. I don't mess with it. Now, this one right here that got 36 views, we're going to go and share that and get them views up. We're going to get them views up. All right, we're going to go to one of my 30,000 websites. Share. Let's connect. Get them views up. All right. Done deal. Yeah, pack. As I get on. Right quick. You know, it don't take that long to share. See there? He don't take that long to share, babe. We're going to share this one. We only had 14 to join that live. Sometimes when I do these impromptu broadcasts, people don't get the message in time enough to join in. I understand that. But what we doing is we just keeping it pushing. Then when you're able to join in, we just trust in the universe that was the time that was meant for you. But otherwise, we have live broadcasts where we've captured, and so whenever you click on that and are attracted to the title or whatever, the thumbnail, and are drawn to that content for whatever reason, you know, I have been drawn to content because it had few views. Because I noticed that the best content is hidden in the videos that don't have a lot of views on it. So I'm like, the trash, the videos that have a lot of views, they're like, okay, so why does this video have a lot of views again?
Can't see me,
I didn't get shit out of it. And I'll give it a thumbs down. I'll be so pissed off, I'll give it a thumbs down. I'm quick to give your ass a thumbs down, baby. I will go on your comment thread and talk as much shit that I can possibly get away with not getting struck. Okay? Because I will take the time to cuss you out because you took the time to make that bullshit ass video and wasting my time. I'm gonna waste a little bit more to cuss your ass out and go on by my business. The good thing about that is a lot of times it provoked me to create content once I seen that I was looking around for answers to a question and it was really no real content, just people with the title, clickbait ass shit. Um, and then they don't have no real knowledge about the topic. Okay? And that is very disappointing. Manson need to know that. He need to stay in his lane. Don't have no topics about power of attorney because you don't know nothing about power. Now, and stop doing that. Why is people having topics about stuff they don't know nothing about? And then it's not even a topic like,
I know, like to turn up.
can y'all help me, soliciting information type of forum. You got people coming over there thinking you know what you talking about. The fuck? Where they do that at? Black, can you close the door for me?
Well, oh, the thing, yeah, sure.
We finna go.
Filling station, hot water,
Yeah.
coffee, good shit like that.
Indeed.
Okay, if you just give me 30 seconds, this way I want to see what that nigga looks like.
Okay. Yeah, so why would they do that? I don't know, babe. Why would they do that? I really don't know, hon. But it's ridiculous. Just don't make no sense, Holding, I mean, some people done made, we showed on one of our broadcasts the other day, this young man done made a whole channel and he got gazillions of views. He admittedly said on the broadcast, he don't know shit. But he telling you how to go get information and this and that. He got all the right titles on the videos, you understand? When you click on that motherfucker, you ain't finna get shit. You're not finna get a motherfucking thing. But a question, another question. If you was asking a question, you're not finna get no answers. You finna get another question. What the fuck is going on here? He really told you shit. He said he went to the somebody website. What that's telling you? Government website or went and like, cause he going around going to other people broadcast, how y'all doing me? Y'all come to my broadcast only to be, you can tell when people ain't saying shit, they coming over to thievery. That's the reason why they ain't saying shit. They thievery. They just borrowing. They don't mean no harm, they just borrowing. It's thievery.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
They the silent snatchers, not the silent dancers. They the silent swag snatchers. They ain't the private dancers. They the silent snatchers. Yeah, you gotta. You ain't got to watch the Solid Snatchers. You can't watch them. They only can watch you.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Hang tight.
Oh, that's better.
But yeah, that's how they roll. You did. They don't want you to know who they is. Because they do this shit in the dark.
Yeah. I don't do. They don't get out.
Bless me. They bless me. They get bless me. They get they get their shit in the still of the night. They be silently scrolling through all my videos and shit, getting all the good content out of they. Don't leave now comment. And they barely will like the motherfucker. They liked it enough to go take it somewhere else. But they didn't leave no comment. They don't believe in getting proper authorization for their shit. Now, I don't like to talk about the people, we was taught not to talk about the dead, talk ill of a person that's already passed. But the reality is that we got some people that passed that we miss them, they gone. And then we got some people that's passed that they were doing some fucked up shit. I just see it that way. And ain't nobody missing that part. Ain't nobody missing that part of them. And that's real. That's real talk, man. We're gonna give everybody a chance to time to come in. We were unable to broadcast with the camera in view. And so we reported that issue to YouTube, but it has not been corrected as of yet. And we apologize for the seemingly false starts. We were definitely trying to go live to provide you with some more added information and also keep you sourced with up-to-date information. Also, our goal is to provide not necessarily new information, but it is our goal to provide new insight into some of the processes and applications that you're used to, that you're commonly used to, because that is what the common law, what people refer to as common law practices are based upon. Okay, it's based upon the common beliefs of the people, okay, of the community. For example, even people who live in communist countries, they believe that they don't have options, but they actually do. So it's goes without saying that whatever you consider to be law, okay, even though God's law is superior to what you think, the actual law, the way the law, the court systems look at law is based upon what you believe. That is the reason why it was important to how would you say, segregate our beliefs, okay? Because when you segregate the beliefs, then you can, what do you call that? Create separate justices. And that's what we are experiencing in our reality that we refer to as the Matrix. So for people who use that terminology, oh, we're stuck in the Matrix, you stuck in the Matrix, I'm stuck in the Matrix, we stuck in the Matrix. I believe that's the matrix of your mind. Because, for example, people are telling people, okay, you have these contracts, you have these trusts, you have this trust in your name, and, you know, things like that. Now, before they heard that, they believe whatever they believed before that, right? So, whatever you believe in your mind is definitely subject to your environment. Hang tight. Welcome. In that regard, whatever you do regarding your bill payments, you got to understand that there is no right or wrong, okay, as far as what you want to do and how you want to govern yourself. Okay, there is no right or wrong. And what we're going to be doing in this broadcast is we're going to do some explaining. We got some explaining to do, okay? As, what's his name saying, I love Lucy, you got some explaining to do? We got some explaining to do. We have hurled out a lot of accusations concerning people who are indulging in providing information that we deem to be inaccurate. And that's what I mean by we have accused them of providing information that is inaccurate. Okay? And until we prove it, it is just that, an accusation or an assumption, okay? Now, in that regard, like, you know, people don't understand that anybody can assume anything, and then you don't even have no knowledge that they're assuming that. What responsibility do you have to some type of agreement or contract that they done made up in their head. Let's give a good example. I mean, let's use a real life scenario that we're making reference to examine the beliefs, okay? Because remember, you can believe in anything you want to believe. That's what free will is. People need to understand that nobody made you believe nothing. And if you have anybody to blame for your belief system or your systems of belief, it would be your parents, whoever raised you or did a terrible job of that, okay? Even people who did what would be considered a good job at parenting, they still did the best they could. And whatever belief systems they had, they can only give you what they believed, okay? And that doesn't just apply to religions. That applies to everything that you believe. For example, relationships. Yesterday I was discussing how awesome my grandparents' relationship was. And if you notice in that, I did not ever say that, oh, my granny was the best person in the world or my pawpaw was the best person in the world. What I envision as a good relationship is when the two people are agreed to work together. When the two people, that's the only thing. The agreement is the most important thing. Did you agree? Okay? Apparently, the man she was with before she married my pawpaw didn't agree to her terms. Okay? And so, since he didn't agree to her terms, she went on about her business and kept her offer open. Okay? So, in that regard, we was discussing like them underlying agreements, okay? Sometimes you agree to acquiesce to terms. Acquiesce means you didn't say no, so it was safe for the person to assume you meant yes, okay? This is how we are engaged in a lot of assumed contracts, okay? I have been like out working and just minding my own business, picking scrap, okay? Notice I said minding my own business. And someone else who saw me digging in the trash assumed that I was poor, okay? And because that assumption didn't readily have any bearing on my financial status, I allowed them to assume that, okay? They wanted to give me money and be generous, and the act of kindness that they were extending to me, I didn't want to refuse the act of kindness. Now, it may be $1, $5, $10, whatever. But whatever their assumption is, I'm not responsible for that. I was out there minding my own business, looking for gold in the trash can. So what they assume is on them, okay? I find gold in the trash. I have a certain type of treasure type of circumstance that I can eye from the outside of the trash, and I know like in what circumstances like that I generally find gold. So in that regard, the point is, just because I'm digging in the trash, it doesn't mean that I'm homeless. It doesn't mean that I'm without money. People ask me all the time, Candy, you got all that money? I said, why in the hell do you still scrap? Okay? For people who don't know what scrapping is, that's people who get metals, precious metals, copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, all types of precious metals. They recycle them for money. Okay, that's our source of living. And when I say our, what people need to know and understand is that whatever the systems of exchange are right now today, there is no promise for tomorrow. There is no promise for tomorrow that all these document processing and all of that is going to work tomorrow. And that is the reason why I continue to live my life on a day-to-day, give us, Lord, our daily bread basis, okay? That is my motto. I don't concern myself with tomorrow in that regard, but when I do ask God to help me or to deliver me the information or the knowledge or my provisions for the day, I only ask for the day because I understand that whatever He has for me today is already a contribution and an investment in tomorrow. Y'all excuse me, I took sick all of a sudden, and I'm trying to regulate my self. I have always believed in natural remedies. And for that reason, I am trying to consume a lot of water to wash my body out. And I said it, exactly like I meant it. I believe you have to wash the body inside and outside. In doing so, you replenish the cellular structure and rejuvenate its the capacity within the cells to fight off any foreign bodies. Okay? And what I mean by foreign bodies is you have a lot of bodies inside your body. Okay? And that's how the corporate structures are made up, right? Okay? It's like a lot of cells within cells. So when people say, I gotta trust, they don't understand that it's not just one trust. We have a lot of trust. You have a lot of trust with the public, sweetie. You got more than one public trust. You got a public trust for everything and anything you need. Okay? But it's not all in one. It's a whole bunch of them. So what happens is when people don't know what they're talking about and they heard some shit from somebody else, they can only tell you what that other person said. The other person can also not even explain what the hell they said if they was just bullshitting to begin with. But I mean, they was just bullshitting. Like, sometimes people say stuff, right? And they didn't mean for you to take it that far. You did that. Okay? They didn't mean for you to take it that far. You did that on your own. That's what I mean by belief. You had some type of belief in your mind that you had to go that far with it. Okay? Something in your mind told you you need to go ham on somebody. And you did that on your own. That wasn't by the instructions of the person who gave you instructions. And also, we was discussing about the lottery ticket earlier. All right. And that lottery ticket had all kind of goodies on there we discovered. Okay? That all the lottery gamblers ain't paid no attention to. Y'all need to get y'all lottery ticket cards. Okay? I tried and tried to do a live broadcast to help y'all out so we could do a walkthrough of the lottery ticket. And I can show you how to claim your winnings, your shares, okay, in the stock. And I was showing y'all how the tickets have what you call that? It's got all kind of goody information on there. It's got a stock information. It's got your shares and all kinds of stuff, beneficiary information. But it said that for the beneficiary information, you need to put your own name there. That's what was the instructions. It's just like when they give you a social security card and people run around with their social security card and don't never sign it. And it say on there, sign your name.
You see right there?
Okay. It say on there, sign your name. Right here. That's your signature card. People talking about getting a signature card, not understanding that was your signature card. Why you ignored that? That was your signature card. We would love to assist you with your financial letters, okay? But you got to go get the letters and ask questions. What is it that you need to know? If you want to know what your next step is, okay?
You got 121 subscribers and no questions.
And so we're asking you, what is it that you need to know? We can't help you psychic friend network style. You got to talk, okay? And that's not what this is. It's not the psychic friend network. We're going to help you with your, assist you with your financial letters, affidavits, whatever you need If you do not know what you need, ask the question. Ask the question. What, matter of fact, I would even encourage you to just say what you need. What do you need? Okay? Just say what you need in the chat. We waiting. Hold on. Because I can't see the chat when it's in that mode. Hold on. Everybody was all here waiting and anticipating.
I appreciate not being able to cover up that shrimp. They burned in my
And
video.
now we got the broadcast live.
Cover up my
What I
shrimp.
want to do?
I'm going to put it right here.
Go to the community. Okay. We're in the community settings here. Gonna take a look at a few shorts.
Y'all, I apologize. These shorts don't have no sound to them.
Be attracted to the signs. Pay attention to the signs.
This is a sign for you.
Be attracted to the
You know, these people got, they tag riding my shit, So that's evidence of that. I just don't appreciate a lot of attachments, you know what I'm saying, that don't have nothing to do with me and they energy siphon. That's the problem with attachments. They siphon energy. They energies, they vampires siphon energy. That's why. Yep. Well, it's 1:42 exactly. Let's talk about it.
We're gonna give everybody a chance to time to come in. We were unable to broadcast with the camera in view, and so
Yeah, I remember now. Now he has a guy to come pick up the cans early in the morning.
Where's my hot water?
You never for no man. You never know hot water. Something like, go get some hot water.
Wow.
Now you never know hot water. You said go check on the cans. That is right.
Oh. Hey! Hang tight, y'all.
alive again, babe. Oh, sucky, sucky. Oh, sucky, sucky now. We are live. Oh, y'all
y'all ain't even ready for this live, man. I'm telling you now. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Live reading, like, subscribe, and share, please. Thank you. Thank you, universe. I sure appreciate you. I appreciate all of my subscribers that contribute to their own success. You can't love anyone until you love yourself. Let's get started. Get my cards ready. My spirit right. I just traveled through how would I describe that? To me, it was like a stage prop. This man standing up like a god here. I would call it like a stage prop myself. Where people going around pretending to be something that they're not. That's why the way they look like it is an act. They act. They don't consider you to be real because, what fell out here? Oh, Suki. That fell out, y'all. I can show you what's going on in the picture now. Look at that. Look at that. Don't that look like a that's like a pictures instrument. It's a fake union. Okay? People with these 9-8 trusts, it ain't nothing but a fictitious union. They don't know what even a union is. Okay? That's what I'm going now. I didn't even realize that the camera was gonna work, I'm gonna be honest. And so, first and foremost, let it be understood. Thank you, welcome. Let's be understood that it kind of caught me off guard. I was really just checking to see if it was gonna work. Okay? But, I'm glad that it is operating. And it must be met because the gates is open for the Spirit to speak to us and give us messages. Guided. Lord, there's so much chaos going on in the world, Lord Jesus. I don't really pray to Jesus. I don't know why I said that. Perhaps that is someone else's prayer. I don't pray to the Jesus. Okay. But God hear your prayer, baby, because you have no understanding of who you're praying to. He's not even considering that because he understands that you're doing the best you can and you're praying to the God that you know of. Okay? And he hears you, so he's not going to sit up there and act like he don't know you who you talking about. He know you're talking about him. He know you're referring to him, and he has answered your prayer. Okay? But when he said he answered your prayer, but what happened is you want something else. Okay? You want something else? He answered your prayer. You want. We're broadcasting right now, Blake. Don't come in here with all that noise.
Okay.
Yes, have to go back right quick. Let's get it.
Hears you, so you're not gonna sit up there and act like he don't know you who you talking about. He know you talking about him. He know you referring to him, and he has answered your prayer. Okay, but when he said he answered your prayer, but what happened is you want something else. Okay, you want something else. He answered your prayer. You want something else. You thought you wanted what he gave you, what you asked for. But he only gave you that because that's what you asked for. Now you asking for something else, but you think it's the same thing. You see that? I want you to see that. Now, it's got one eye on that side, and it's got another one on that. God said his eyes on the sparrow. He already know that you have, tendency to make bad decisions, okay? He already know that you have tendencies to self-sabotage yourself, okay? Because you don't know no better right now, okay? You didn't understand what the fuck was going on, so it's no way you can make a good decision when you don't have no clue what's going on. You understand that? Okay, we have 4 people in the chat. Okay, we have 8 people in the chat. Okay, and the numbers is running back and forth. Thank you. Welcome. I apologize for not addressing you. I'm trying to stay in the spirit, okay? If you want a private reading or a personal reading, trust me, I'll get on up in your business, but I won't go no further than you want me to go with it. Type your information in the chat. What do you want to hear? What do you want me to pull out of the spirit that concerns you the most? What do you consider to be an urgent request that you need to get through to the Lord? Okay? You come in with your request, and we'll answer your questions likewise. This is not the type of spiritual reading as you may be accustomed to knowing or being familiar with, okay? So please understand that this is a real reading, which means we gonna get in your real business, okay? All up in your personal business. We want to know, what steps have you taken to further your future? Or at what point are you right now in your life, and can you identify that? Can you readily identify what point are you at in your life? Are you on stage 6? We discussed this in previous broadcasts. You have to watch the other broadcasts to know what stage 6 is. But I'll give you a brief summary. It's relative to the family structure, and that dimension is the family dynamic, okay? The family dynamic. And everything in life is structured around the family dynamic. So being at stage 6 means that you have mastered the family dynamic, and you're ready to go on to stage 7, which is an outer body. It's an outer body experience. It doesn't mean that you jump outside of your literal body, okay? An outer body experience meaning you're experiencing relationships and interactions with people outside of your family business structure, okay? The Bible says charity begins at home, okay? And what that means is, if you claiming you have love, then how can that, or why would that start with anybody but you? Why would that start with anybody but you? Wow, that's your beginning, okay? So that should be like what the understood part of it, all right? Then you grow and you mature in your body, and you become one with somebody. You become one with them. That's your mate, okay? And then y'all become one, okay? Structure, body, one body. You do not have to have any children to have a body. You a body by yourself, okay? You and your wife is a body. There's two people, two minds. You have not increased yourself, your body, okay? But your family body structure is built up. The sixth stage is, when you reach the sixth stage, is when you understand you need to procreate and have little mini-me's running around, okay? Because once you realize that you must procreate and have children in order to build your estate, then you will have a lot of children, okay? And that's the reason why Manson said he's going to have 1,000 kids, but the Bible says he's worse than an infidel if he's having children and don't take care of them. The Bible specifically speaks against that. And he doesn't make any claims to be Christian, but he is making claims to know God. So he's accountable for that. Okay? You can't be going around having children irresponsibly. That's why the child support people could even create an entity that people can get behind and say, no, you can't do this. They say, no, you can't do this. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole, they put up a stop, do not go, do not enter sign on your ass. See that? I was showing you the wrong side. Caution, don't do that. Caution, don't do that. You can't possibly build an empire by yourself. Came up again. Caution, don't do that. Don't even think you can do that. That fell down on the floor. Wasn't even meant to be on the grid. Okay? This is a message of grace to you. Okay? This is a message of grace to all the hearers who don't believe. This is a message of grace to you. You're the one that's carrying all that freight and fright. Mister. You're the one that's carrying around, and there's 2 cars came out with you, mister. You have an appointment. You had an appointment with destiny. Okay? It's on the back. 2 cars came out because you have an appointment with destiny. And because you spilled coffee on your important papers, you thought that ended your destiny. But the Lord say, no, he got your barcode. Your barcode it's like the note on the back cave. He got a line tapped into the back cave. And you see that? He got a line tapped in, a secret line tapped into the back cave of not. When I'm using these terms, I'm trying to use that because the Lord say you like Batman. Okay, so we're just using this like an example for you to understand in your own world, on your own terms. That's how God is. He'll get on your level type of guy. He's not gonna explain something to you complex in some lecturery type of way because you don't like lectures. This is the reason why people keep coming in and out. They're used to that fake world. You see that? That's the fake United States. It's not the United States of America. That's the U.S., not the us. Okay? The us is America. The U.S. is them. Okay, Crystal? Are we crystal clear? Okay? I'm telling you, this message coming through so strong. I see atheists struggling with getting the understanding. Poor atheists, they always struggling. They gonna be struggling because one thing, they out of alignment being in the A section and then don't believe in God. You can't be in the A section and don't believe in God. They shouldn't even made a word like such as that. They should have turned around and went back. They should turn around and went their ass right on back. Okay? Spirit of the Lord said, baby, you can't do that. That's a violation of the order. That's a violation of the order, baby. What that call say? America's best. I can't make this shit up. Think I just made these cards? You see how old that card is? That's a spirit. Okay? A lot of these people ain't even in business no more. But God had them make them business cards because he knew that I was going to use it for a prophetic word. It was going to be used for something one day. See that blue, how royal it is and beautiful? That's life. That's what that represents right there. Life, baby. That represents life, baby. That card so beautiful in color and rich. Because, why am I talking about colors? Because colors carry spirits. Okay? Different surfaces that you can feel and touch. That's what the tarot cards is for, as a point of contact. These is my tarot cards. I don't need no other kind of cards. These is my cards right here. And they work just fine. Okay? They working just fine, sweetie pie. This you just in the background talking shit. Just looking like, what is this lady talking about now? She using business cards for a tarot card reading. Well, if this was your page, you could decide what kind of cards can be used for the tarot card reading. But since this ain't no tarot card reading, I don't need tarot cards. You understand that?
Are we clear?
Don't bring no bad spirits over here. Look what you caused to come out. Oh, ugly YouTube page. Okay, don't do that. Don't bring your bad energies over here, sweetie pie. We love you. Amen. Amen. We love you. Amen means so be it. Okay? Amen means so be it. Amen. It is called again. But this time the spirit says it's not this side we're dealing with. I'm going to let the camera focus.
saying it's not this side we even dealing with no more. Okay? I hear the spirit say it's the green. And purifying your understanding of what the green means. Did you see the green? It's understandable. When you can't understand something that's not real clear to you. You see that green eagle? It's understandable when something is not very clear to you. You didn't even pay attention that it was an eagle at first, right? And so the spirit is saying you need to pay attention to the eagle in the cord this time. Because that eagle is green. And that eagle represents money. And that eagle represents stature. It's in the middle of all the fake shenanigans. But that eagle is still an eagle, and you can still see that he is an eagle indeed. Okay? And it may just be an outline and a silhouette of an eagle left over. But it is still there. And it is evident that there's an eagle on the scene. Okay? Very evident. You see that right there? What is that? Huh? What the fuck is that? God say, you need to humble yourself. You need to kneel before his throne. You need to humble yourself. You think you know so much about God and you don't know nothing about God. You need to humble yourself. That's what I hear. You need to humble yourself. Because you got a lot of arrogance, violent, you violating. That's what that. It's like you violating the order of God by your arrogance. Because you're too cocky. You think you're running something. He's gonna have to break you down. That's why. You'll force him to do it. Okay? Anybody want a personal reading, please type it in the chat. I know a lot of times people may be afraid of the truth. But if you have an understanding that you are destined to greatness, then you shouldn't be afraid of the truth. The signs. You need to want the signs. You need to be attracted to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. Why would you ignore the signs? The signs are there for you. They're not there for anyone else. Where is it at? The signs. The signs is there for you. They're not there for anybody else. You are the main one that ought to be making sure that you keep a track of the signs. And make sure you pay attention to the signs. Nobody else can see them. Nobody else can see them but you. That obviously means they for you. Pay attention to the signs. You know, we often forget how to love one another and treat each other with honor and respect. How did you do that?
like a withdrawal.
How did you manage that?
Yeah.
How did you manage get something that is so-called a part of human nature? How did you manage that? All of these undue influences, Facebook, peer pressure. Before we had all of these devices, we had other types of devices. Gossip,
Always had devices.
social circles, which did not, social clubs that didn't allow certain people in. We had all of that, okay? So it's no different now. It's just a different form of application. Signs, checks, balances, okay? Lots of checks, you see that? You see all them checks? A lot of chicks right there. A whole bunch of chicks. This is what is like the underlying spirit today. A lot of blood in the streets, okay?
Got 121
And it seems like it's a lot of the seed of David.
The nights up
A
there.
lot of the people of God is suffering because of at the hands of a lot of the wicked. Okay, they suffering at the hands of the wicked, like Jesus, because their life have to be like Jesus. They are not a martyr, and they're not destined to die or anything. That's why I just said like Jesus, similar situated. And then so they don't have to die physically. And neither did Jesus die physically. That's the way why he was able to roll. So if you're part of some fanatical group that thinks that Jesus literally returned from spiritual state and transitioned back here, then I deem you as a person not too intelligent, not having much understanding or even giving much thought to what you're saying or what you believe in. That's how I would verbalize that. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Welcome.
Transition to the spirit.
I don't know why this phone not. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Welcome. Apologize for the rattling around. We're just getting the phone situated. And this one right here, this is Santa Maria. Okay, Santa Maria. I can't make this shit up. Santa Maria. Santa Maria. What kind of God is that? What kind of belief system is that? Santa Maria. That's like a spiritual guide. Santa Maria. Right? She's your spiritual protector. Santa Maria. See, I see in the spirit. Somebody believe in. Somebody think I'm like Santa Maria. That's sweet. That's sweet. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I be appreciating that, because sometimes people be scared to verbalize how they feel about me or whatever. And so
I just feel unappreciated sometimes. So that's very sweet. Thank you. If you appreciate someone, tell them, show them. Don't let them just go through our life not knowing that you cared about them. Then you wait till they die to want to be. Man, I wish I would have, all that shit. You shouldn't have to wish you would have done something. You should just do it. If it's a kindness, you definitely should just do it. If it's like a business venture, a lot of times you just want to go and do it. See if it works. Just go and do it. Get it ready. Look at that. That fell out my hand. Just go and do it. And get it ready. Build your tower. Build your empire. Okay? Just go and do it. Get it ready. Okay? If you want to build your empire, go and do it. And you build it with your name. See how that's built with the name? Hold on, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay? You see how he built his empire with his name? That's what I'm trying to show you. He built his empire with his name. There's nothing else there but his name. Stop trying to throw away the value that's in your name. Okay? That's what the Spirit's saying. Stop trying to throw away the value that's in your name. Okay. He said, stop trying to throw away the value that's in your name. This time that VAL means value, hidden value. Okay? It says reverse. See, some things could be reversed. You pick up things, it don't be what you seeing, it be in the reverse. Okay? Like the last time I picked up that call, it was indicating a violation of some sort. And this time, this call right here, it say this call represents value right here, baby. This card represents motherfucking value. We ain't doing the same thing we did last year. You dig? We not doing the same motherfucking thing, Isabella. Okay? We is not doing the same thing we did last year. There's some new shit. Okay? I hear the Holy Spirit say somebody is applying for a passport. And you don't even know why you're applying for a passport. Why are you applying for a passport? Do you know? Do you even know? Okay, we'll just go apply for your passport, sweetie. But just know that it don't matter. I hear the Spirit say you're trying to apply for a passport because you think you're going to be incognito. A passport just identifies you in another form. It don't create a new identity. So if you thought you was going to hide behind that, you are sadly mistaken, but we're watching you. Man, when this raggedy cord here come up, I already know what kind of raggedy ass spirit I'm dealing with. Okay? I already know when that motherfucker come up, what kind of raggedy ass spirit I'm dealing with. A motherfucking atheist. I already know. Abusing the letter A. Look, they're abusing theirs on the back and front and the back. You know why? Because in the reverse, it means something else. It's an atheist on a turnaround. Okay? In the reverse, it's a person who's right there at that stage to really embark upon true spirituality. And you have to become atheist to get there. A lot of people don't know that. You have to become a blank check. That's what the spiritual version of atheist is. It's not being anti-God. It's like a blank check. You can write whatever understanding in that check as you want to. Okay? And that's the America's best type of made in America check. See that? I can't make this stuff up, baby. This is real business cards. I'm all up in your business. Okay. Now, people want to talk about relationships out here. Okay. Last time I was talking about relationships, y'all ain't want to talk about relationships. I think I had like 11 viewers. Y'all didn't want to talk about no relationship. Y'all want to come up in my business personal reading and want to start discussing relationship. Y'all something else. But I'm going to see what the spirit have for you, baby. If the spirit have something, I'll pull it out. If it don't, then I won't. I ain't finna make up no shit. Know that. Gary.
All right. We're going to end this broadcast at this current time so that we can start a new one. And what we're going to do, we're going to go live video stream. We can't do the stream share and go back and forth, which is what we would like to have the options to do, YouTube. Okay? Yeah, putting in our request, YouTube. We need to be able to switch back and forth between screen sharing options for our viewers and be able to. We can't even, when we screen share, we can't even see the chat. So that's the issue as well. Welcome. 22222 on the clock. Welcome. Please like and share. We'll be back after these messages. We'll be right back.